Hey guys! In case you don't know who I am or what I've been up to the past few months, my name is Richard Swinson and I'm a freshman student studying Spanish secondary education at Michigan State University. So for one of my teacher education classes this semester, TE 250, I was assigned to pick an artifact that has greatly influenced my education and then create a presentation about that artifact and how it links to our course topics in my TE 250 class. Being the very uncreative person that I am, I chose to make a vlog for this project. I've never made a vlog before and I think it's a really cool medium, so I just decided why not, so here I am giving it a shot. So the educational artifact I've chosen to analyze for this project is my International Honor Thespian patch. My thespian patch is made of felt, and it is roughly the size of a napkin. The focal point of the patch is the large letter T, representing the namesake of the International Thespian Society, Thespis, the Greek god believed to be the first actor. The traditional comedy tragedy masks line the thespian T. The blue coloring represents the dignified heritage of the International Thespian Society, and the gold coloring represents entrusting of thespian ideals to inducted members in the society. The International Honor Thespian rank that this patch symbolizes is the highest student rank in the International Thespian Society. The rank is achieved by meeting the requirement of documenting 1,800 hours dedicated to theater excellence during the student's high school career. These hours can be earned in a multitude of ways, not just on stage like one might think. While most of my hours did come from being on stage, I was also able to earn hours doing a lot of other things, like set instruction, theater festivals, volunteering, and even holding leadership positions both at the state level and within my high school troupe. According to their website, the International Thespian Society was founded in 1929. That's the same year that frozen food and sunglasses were invented. So you can tell that 1929 was a pretty monumental year in more than just one area. And today, 89 years later, the organization boasts 5,500 professional members and 125,000 active thespians in almost 48,000 high schools and middle schools across the world. As of 2018, a total of 2.3 million thespians have been inducted, including myself. The thespian motto is so simplistically beautiful in my opinion. It states, "Act well your part, there all the honor lies." And to me, there is something that is just so cool and personal about that statement that can be used both on the stage and off in other contexts. My artifact is important to me because not only does it represent my dedication to theater excellence, but it is also symbolic of the amazing relationships and memories I've made through my years of being a thespian. Theater, for which the International Honor Thespian patch represents, connects to many of our topics discussed in our TE 250 course. Theater, as well as the other fine arts, promotes student creativity and provides an outlet for self-expression and individuality that core academic subjects can't always provide for their students. Access to theater in schools is crucial for student development, as the arts challenge students to step out of their comfort zones, take risks, celebrate diversity, and realize that their worth as a human being isn't based on their SAT score or how many questions they get right or wrong on their third grade spelling quiz. Although my school wasn't very diverse in means of student body social identities, my theater director still always strove to incorporate as many different walks of life as she could into our department. With that being said, one of the last shows I ever performed with my troupe was called Once on This Island. Once on This Island is kind of a spin on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, except for the fact that it takes place in Haiti. The two star-crossed lovers, Timoon and Daniel, are from two separate sides of the island. Daniel is a very wealthy prince with light skin, and Timoon is a poor peasant girl with a dark complexion. Even though our cast was primarily white, we were still able to embody the main idea of the show through different context clues. Unfortunately, not every high school is willing to take on the challenge of incorporating shows into their department that offer characters with a multitude of identities. For example, according to the National Educational Theater Association, the top 5 most produced musicals in 2016 by high schools were The Addams Family, Beauty and the Beast, Shrek, Seussical, and Cinderella. And the top 5 most produced plays in 2016 were Almost Maine, A Midsummer Night's Dream, The Crucible, You Can't Take It With You, and Alice in Wonderland. And none of these 10 shows are exactly known for their wide array of diversity. I believe that many schools are a little bit scared to take on the challenge of performing non-traditional shows. Whether it be the lack of a dedicated cast and crew, or just a lack of resources, many schools opt out of these more challenging pieces based on identity. My theater director was not just a typical teacher. She always went out of her way to nurture her students both on stage and off. In her English classes, she would never even hesitate to stop what she was doing, go off the agenda plan, and stand up for a student if they were being discriminated against or if someone was acting in a way that was a microaggression. I found a pattern in a lot of different theater programs from across the state in which the director and the students are always so welcoming and well-encompassing to people from all different walks of life and just ready to tolerate, learn, and accept with one another. I found that in theater, we also learn a lot about Socratic hope, a topic that we talk about in TE 250, because theater really challenges us to think critically, and I think it encourages a lot of students to be confident in themselves and realize that they have a voice to make an impact on the world if they want to. I believe that the arts provide a sense of self-affirmation for students who would not otherwise feel good enough in other educational capacities. Theater can be used by anyone. There are many pieces of theater today that encompass characters from many different backgrounds, as theater is intended to be used as a means of storytelling for an audience. However, this does not mean that every piece of theater is completely encompassing of actors from all different identities. In modern Western culture, the vast majority of the techniques we use in theater are derived from ancient Greek methodology regarding theater. There is very little evidence of theater practices from ancient China or ancient India in today's westernized theater contexts. I believe that Greek theater technique is used more primarily in today's Western society because of the white European racial and ethnic dominance, power, and privilege. According to Sensoy and DiAngelo, power is those imposing their interests and ideologies on everyone, and privilege is the normalizing of ideas from a dominant group and making them well known universally. These definitions from our course are directly related to theater, as Greek ideologies of theater are viewed as normal in society, and we don't see much about Chinese or Indian theater practices today. Theater can also be used anywhere. While many people trace its origins back to the ancient Greeks, New York City is one of the major theater hubs in the world today. Including theater in schools sends the message that a school values more than just the typical 8 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. core subjects, and that they are proponents of student engagement and creativity. Excluding theater from schools, on the other hand, may be a sign that a school is not as affluent as another, or that they don't put as much emphasis and value on the arts as they do on their core college prep subjects. I think it's important to mention that just because theater isn't viewed as college prep doesn't mean its value is non-existent. According to MSU's Office of the Registrar, of the nearly 40,000 students enrolled as undergraduates at Michigan State, only 128 of them are theater majors, and only 3 of them will graduate with Bachelor of Fine Arts degrees in theater this year. This is compared to the literal thousands of engineering and business students at MSU. Similarly, there are only 270 students total in MSU's College of Music. I believe that beginning when we are in middle school, we are told that happiness should be equated with power, money, and success. So, naturally, students are driven away from creative careers like theater and music and are pushed more towards practical careers. Explicitly, theater students are being taught how to perform on stage for an audience. Implicitly, however, theater students are learning a variety of valuable life skills, such as time management, dedication, taking pride in your work, leadership, teamwork, and critical thinking. When I was in my first play in 5th grade, I had only ever been on stage before for an elementary choir concert, but now with so much experience under my belt, I'm a really different person than I was when I was 10 years old, playing the role of the Sultan in my middle school's production of Aladdin Jr. I've gone through phases of really loving theater, and if I'm being honest, I've also had some times that I've felt pretty burnt out by it. But these last few months have been the first time in the past few years that I haven't been in a production at all. And I can definitely say that it feels a bit different not going to rehearsal after school every day. Throughout the process of working on this project, I've come to realize that my artifact and theater in general are much deeper than I once thought they were. And I guess I realized that as a theater student, I've been exposed to a wealth of knowledge that I may otherwise not have been. In the comment section of this video, I've included a link to a tape that my fellow group acting ensemble members and I submitted to the Michigan Youth Arts Festival theater adjudicators in hopes of being selected to participate in their theater showcase. Now, not only were we selected to be in their showcase, but we were also asked to perform in the opening showcase of the festival in front of thousands of fine arts students, educators, and influencers. It was such an awesome opportunity and a great experience for sure. I chose to add our audition tape as a link rather than directly putting it into this video because the topic of the piece that we were performing is directly related to school shooting violence and the trauma that surrounds it. And with all of the horrific occurrences that have happened in our nation lately, I thought it would be best to just put it in the comment section rather than put it directly in the video. Well, that's about it. Thanks for watching this video. I had such a good time messing around with the special effects while still being able to make a meaningful reflection about a huge part of my life that I don't think that many of my classmates and friends in college know I was a part of. For anyone who may be on the fence about joining theater, my wholehearted advice is to just go for it. You never know where your passion is going to lie. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya!